God's protection is a constant presence in our lives, never wavering and always steadfast. From the moment we wake up to the moment we rest our heads, His divine protection surrounds us. It's not just a fleeting shield, but an everlasting promise that God will keep us safe through every trial, challenge, and unknown path we walk. His protection isn't limited by time, circumstance, or situation. It is unchanging and enduring, rooted in His love for us. In the Bible, we are reminded time and time again that God is our refuge and our fortress, a safe haven in times of trouble. His protection is not temporary or conditional, it is eternal. When we trust in Him, we are assured that He will never leave us, no matter how dark or difficult the path may seem. Whether we face dangers that are visible or unseen, God's protection is there, enveloping us in His loving arms, shielding us from harm. His protection doesn't just guard us from physical danger, but also from spiritual harm. The enemy may seek to discourage us, lead us astray, or fill our minds with fear and doubt. But God's power is greater than any of these forces. Through His protection, He keeps our hearts and minds in peace. The peace that God provides is not the absence of trouble, but the strength to face it with unwavering faith, knowing that His protection is constant. God's protection is also a source of comfort. In a world filled with uncertainty, the assurance that God is watching over us gives us peace that transcends our understanding. His protection is like a shield that covers every part of our lives, our families, our health, our work, and our relationships. It is a guarantee that we are never alone. No matter where we go, God's presence is always with us, guiding us, leading us, and keeping us safe. This protection is not earned, nor can it be taken away. It is a gift given freely by a loving Father who knows our every need. It is not based on our performance, but on God's grace and faithfulness. We may face trials and we may stumble, but His protection is never withdrawn. It endures through our mistakes, our struggles, and our imperfections. It remains firm, like an anchor that keeps us grounded, even in the stormiest of seas. In this world, we may not always understand why things happen the way they do, but we can rest in the knowledge that God's protection is everlasting. When we place our trust in Him, we are secure in His embrace. No matter what challenges we may face, His protection is a promise that we can count on every day, reminding us that no matter what, we are safe in His care. Invoking God's mighty power is a profound act of faith, an acknowledgement that there is nothing greater than His ability to protect, provide, and deliver us. When we invoke God's power, we call upon the Creator of the universe, the one who holds all things together by His will. His power is not like human strength or influence limited by time or space. It is all-encompassing, eternal, and omnipotent. By invoking this mighty power, we acknowledge that we are not relying on our own strength or wisdom. but on the boundless strength of the Almighty. Throughout the Scriptures, we see that God's power is displayed in mighty ways, parting seas, raising the dead, healing the sick, and performing miracles that leave no doubt about His sovereignty over all creation. His power is unmatched, and when we call upon it, we are not just asking for a temporary fix, but for divine intervention that can alter the course of events in ways beyond our understanding. When we invoke His power, we are tapping into an authority that has no equal. We are calling upon the same power that created the heavens and the earth, the power that upholds the very fabric of the universe. To invoke God's mighty power is to place our trust in His sovereignty. It is to understand that His ways are higher than our ways, and that His understanding far exceeds ours. We may face battles in life, whether emotional, spiritual, or physical. But when we invoke God's mighty power, we surrender our struggles into His capable hands. We acknowledge that His power is sufficient for every need, and that nothing is too great for Him to handle. When we invoke His power, we are saying, I trust that you can do what I cannot. I trust that you will fight for me, protect me, and lead me through whatever challenges lie ahead. This invocation is not just a cry of desperation, but an expression of faith. It is a declaration that we believe in God's ability to act, to move mountains, to heal broken hearts, and to restore what was lost. We understand that God's power is not just for extraordinary moments, but for our everyday lives. We invoke His power to guide us, protect us, and provide for us in the midst of routine struggles and trials. His mighty power is available to us at every moment, waiting to be called upon, waiting to be released into our circumstances. When we invoke God's power, we also align ourselves with His will. We trust that His plans are better than our own, and that His timing is perfect. We do not seek to control the outcome, but to trust in His ultimate wisdom and goodness. By invoking His mighty power, we submit to His authority, knowing that He is in control, and that His power will work for our good, even when we cannot see it. This act of invocation is an act of humility, recognizing that we are not in control, but He is. Each new day is a gift from God, filled with endless possibilities and countless blessings. As the sun rises, we are granted another opportunity to experience His grace, His mercy, and His love. A new day is not just a continuation of the previous one, but a fresh start, a new beginning. It is a chance to leave behind the mistakes and struggles of yesterday and step into a day full of promise and hope. The blessings of a new day are not always immediately visible, but they are always present, woven into the very fabric of life that unfolds before us. God's blessings are not always in material things. While we may often seek earthly possessions or fleeting pleasures, the true blessings of a new day are often found in the simple and profound moments that fill our lives. The gift of health, the warmth of a smile, the comfort of knowing we are loved, and the peace that comes from knowing God is with us. These are the blessings that truly matter. Each new day is an invitation to open our eyes to the beauty around us and recognize the countless ways in which God is present in our lives. As we rise each morning, we are reminded that God's mercy is renewed with each new dawn. No matter what has happened in the past, we are given a fresh start, a clean slate. This is a powerful reminder of God's love and forgiveness, that He does not hold our past mistakes against us, but instead offers us grace to move forward. The blessings of a new day are found in the freedom to start anew, to make better choices, and to walk in His path with renewed strength and purpose. A new day also brings with it the blessing of time. Time is something that we often take for granted, but each day is a precious gift that we can use to grow, to learn, and to serve others. Every moment is an opportunity to reflect on our lives, to reconnect with God, and to align our hearts with His will. A new day offers us the chance to make a difference, to reach out to those in need, and to be a blessing to others. It reminds us that no matter our circumstances, we are never too far from the love of God, and that He will guide us through each day, step by step. In the midst of the business of life, it is easy to overlook the blessings of a new day. Yet, if we pause for a moment and truly reflect, we will find that every day is full of opportunities to receive God's blessings. From the beauty of a sunrise to the peace found in quiet moments of prayer, to the joy of relationships and the experiences that unfold. These are all blessings that come with the gift of a new day. We are reminded that every day holds the potential for growth, transformation, and renewal, and that no matter what the day brings, God's blessings are always there, waiting to be discovered. Faith in God's promise is a powerful force that can transform our lives. It is the belief that what God has declared, He will fulfill. No matter the obstacles or difficulties we may face along the way, God's promises are not like human promises, which can be broken or forgotten. His promises are unwavering, rooted in His faithfulness and His unchanging nature. When we place our faith in God's promises, we are anchoring our hope in something that is eternal and sure. His promises are not contingent on our circumstances or our abilities, but on His perfect will and His boundless love for us. To have faith in God's promise is to trust in His perfect timing. Often, when we are waiting for God to fulfill a promise, we may feel impatient or uncertain. The world around us may encourage us to take matters into our own hands, to rush things, or to settle for less than what God has planned for us. But faith teaches us to wait, to trust, and to know that God's timing is always perfect. His promises will come to pass at the right moment and in the right way. Even when we cannot see the full picture, faith in His promise allows us to rest in the assurance that God's timing is far better than our own. God's promises are not just for the distant future, but for our present lives. His promises give us strength, comfort, and peace in the midst of trials and challenges. When we face difficult circumstances, it is easy to feel overwhelmed or alone. But faith in God's promises reminds us that we are never abandoned. He has promised to be with us always, to never leave us or forsake us. His promises remind us that He is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in times of trouble. When we put our faith in His promises, we are assured that He will provide for us, protect us, and guide us through every situation. Having faith in God's promises also means embracing His will for our lives. God's promises are not just about receiving blessings or answers to our prayers, but about aligning ourselves with His purpose. His promises are designed to draw us closer to Him, to refine our character, and to help us grow in faith. As we trust in His promises, we become more attuned to His voice and more willing to follow His lead. Faith in God's promises means surrendering our own plans and desires and trusting that His plan is far greater than anything we could imagine. His promises are not only for our benefit, but for His glory. Ultimately, faith in God's promise is a declaration of trust in His goodness. Even when life is hard, when things don't go as we expect, or when we face uncertainties, we can hold firm to the truth that God is faithful to fulfill every promise He has made. His promises are not empty words, but a reflection of His character, His love, and His desire to bless us. When we place our trust in His promises, we are choosing to rely on His truth, His power, and His unchanging nature. In every season of life, faith in God's promise is the anchor that keeps us grounded, the light that guides us forward, and the hope that sustains us.